Breaking news mga kababayan, eto na. Abogado ni Sara sumabog. Binanatan si Luistro, Sheila De Lima, Sheila Terry Ridon. Nanginig sa takot mga kababayan. Dahil itong mga Sheila Terry Ridon, wala namang mga sapat na ebidensya, sufficient in substance daw. Nako, dito po, nasupalpal ang mga congressman na maletatista. Halaka, ito na po ang pasabog ng abogado ni Sara. Nanginginig ang mga kalaban dito. Ito na po. Mayayari sila dito. Ang galing na abogado ito.
All right, joining us this morning is one of the Vice President's lawyers, Attorney Michael Powa. Attorney Powa, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ms. Karen, and good morning to everyone that's listening and watching us. Thank you for having us on your show again.
All right, were you surprised on the House panel's decision that it found grounds for the impeachment against the Vice President?
Not really. I think this is something that we already anticipated and expected.
Okay, is that the reason why the legal team decided to give what they called a non-answer to the third impeachment complaint? Bakit daw holistic ang denial nyo sa allegations, hindi po isa-isa?
Opo, pagdating naman po dito, no, we respect the views of our lawmakers and various personalities who have been giving their opinions on the matter. However, with that being said, we disagree with the framing that it is a non-answer because that disregards the fundamental points that we are raising. No? And one fundamental point is the failure to allege essential facts that would constitute the impeachable offenses that they are charging her with or accusing her of. So pag sinabi nating ultimate facts, I guess it's a bit legalese. No? So just to, if I can explain, Ms. Karen, pag sinabi natin ultimate facts, ito yung under the rules na kailangan nating i-allege sa bawat complaint o reklamo. So to simplify it, kung meron kang sinasabing ginawang krimen ng respondent, which in this case is the Vice President, dapat ilahad natin yung elements ng krimen na yon. For example, they are accusing the Vice President of committing the crime of plunder. Plunder, ang elements nun is one, you are a public official. Second, that that public official was able to amass, accumulate, acquire ill-gotten wealth, no, through a series or combination of overt acts. Ngayon, I think given naman na public official ang ating Vice President, pero nasaan yung allegation that she was able to amass and accumulate, diba? Lahat ng sinabi nila doon, at least sa pananaw namin, ay conclusion of law, no, or at least speculations, self-serving conjectures.
O, nakita nyo mga kababayan, narinig nyo po, puro speculation. Walang matibay na ebidensya ang binibintang kay Sara Duterte. Itong kongreso na kasi na ito, sufficient in substance daw. Pero wala namang sapat na ipapakitang direktang inaano si Sara. Walang mga ebidensya, puro kuro-kuro. Puro mga konklusyon na wala namang sapat. Tignan nyo si Madriaga, di ba nangamote kay Marcoleta? Tignan nyo, ang galing pala ni Michael Powa, mga kababayan, pinaka-abogado ni Sara Duterte. Malilintikan sila dito dahil napakagaling. Talagang bloodbath talaga ito pagka nagkaroon ng hearing na sa Senado. Sabi nga ng Korte Suprema, ibabasura na ito. Binasura na nga ng Korte Suprema itong impeachment ni Sara. Kaya sila De Lima nanginginig habang nagkakape. Mga tangalista, bobolista, nagtatago na ngayon sa takot. Isipin nyo mga kababayan, wala namang ebidensya sa COA, malinis. Lahat. 125 million hinahabol nila. Wala namang kakwento-kwenta. Wala namang ebidensyang pinapakita. Puro tanim. Diba? Yung mga tinatanim nila, si Madriaga, tanim yan eh. Parang palay na tinanim eh. Tinatanim lang nila para siraan si Sara Duterte dito. Kaya sabi ni Michael Powa, ay hindi pwede yan. malilintikan sila. Wala silang sapat na ebidensya para i-impeach si Sara. Hala kayo.
Pag sinabing nagnakaw o pinakit yung pera, kailangan mo sabihin, paano napunta sa kanya yung pera? Yun yung mga bagay na hindi na-allege. No? And then, another example would be yung sinasabi nilang pagpapresenta ng SALN at sinasabi nilang nagkaroon ng ill-gotten wealth. Pag pinakita mo yung SALN, tapos bigla kang magko-conclude na meron ng ill-gotten wealth dahil may increase sa SALN, to us, that is again another conclusion of law. And that is why, those are just examples just to simplify the matter. But that is why, in our answer, we pointed out that fundamental defect na anong sasagutin namin dito, wala namang kayong material allegations na inilagay o
Ay, isipin nyo mga kababayan, walang material allegation. Walang mga pruweba. Puro chismisan, maritesan. Sila Luistro de Lima Trillanes. Mag-ano pa daw si Trillanes, magtawag dito. Yung magiging witness daw kay Sara. Ano naman ang kwentong gagawin mo, Trillanes? Madriaga 3? Matobato 5? O ayan, nasupalpal ka tuloy ni Michael Powa dito. Anong mga ebidensya nyo? Puro kwento. Hala kayo.
inilahad sa reklamo.
Okay, now tatanungin lang kita because ang sinasabi nga po nila is basic recital of facts should have been already sufficient in substance. The two allegations on spending 125 million pesos in 11 days, the non-explanation of the 600 million plus in confidential funds. One would think not that that would have been sufficient enough to cast doubt and in effect for the vice president needing to explain.
I understand that, Ms. Karen. We understand that point. However, let me just point out, the spending of 125 in 11 days in itself is not a crime. So, ano yung kailangan nating sagutin doon? When we talk about the confidential funds, the 612, conveniently, they omitted the fact that as far as DepEd is concerned, meron kaming credit notices doon, which means COA cleared the disbursements. Pagdating sa disallowance na sinasabi nila sa Office of the Vice President, aside from the fact that that is not a final decision or has not attained finality just yet, nakakalimutan nilang sabihin na 73 million lang at hindi buong 125 ang na-disallow. So as you can see in these complaints, conveniently, no, they omit certain facts and then they present certain facts that by itself are not criminal acts. No? So and then they support these things with, of course, I don't want to get into this kasi ito naman ay evidentiary na. But when you have to deny certain things and specifically deny, no, na nami-mention yung specific denial One, they have to be material averments or allegations, which we feel they weren't. Secondly, if there are actionable documents. Actionable documents are like contracts, for example, where the Vice President participated in a contract na wala namang ganun. Ang naka-attach sa complaints are PSA records saying na walang ganitong tao, and then the acknowledgement receipts, the infamous Mary Grace Piatos, which in itself is not a crime. Diba? Ang parating nga nating sinasabi, itong mga ganitong use of aliases, they are not uncommon in the intelligence community and intelligence operations. So, kailangan nilang kumbaga, pag ikaw ay naglahad ng facts, you have to say that these are the elements of the crime. And sa aming pananaw, of course, again, this is with respect to their views. No, I think it's natural that because they are complainants and we advocate for the defense that we will have differing views. So I do want to state for the record that we respect their views. They're entitled to it. Pero sa amin, ganito yung aming pananaw na hindi.
O nakita nyo, sabi ni Rene ko, mga kababayan, nag-aantay daw ang taong bayan. Ano nga, hindi namin inaantay yan. Ang inaantay namin, yung blood control issue, yung mga maleta boys, Rene ko, ano na. Diba mga kababayan, kaya gusto nilang mawala si Sara para makulimbat nila lahat ang pera ng taong bayan. Ayan, tignan nyo yung mga kabataan na yan, party list. Yan yung mga nangungulimbat ng pera ng bayan Sila Percy Sendanya, kasama yun sa mga binigyan ni sila De Lima, sila Luistro, sino pa si Trillanes, sino pa bang may kredibilidad dito sa congressman, lahat may maleta, hala ka, yari.
Na-establish yung mga elements.
But Attorney Powa, wouldn't that have helped in your response? Exactly what you just explained to me today. Instead of an outright denial, your explanation on the 125 billion and the 600 billion, because you pointed out certain aspects that for you were neglected or lacking or not included. Wouldn't it have helped if you included that in the response?
Perhaps, Ma'am Karen, if you think about it that way, perhaps it would have been more detailed. But if you read the answer, we actually went point by point, even dun sa allegations sila, in claiming that they were sweeping conclusions, no, and conjectures. So ang hirap kasi sumagot pag hindi naman material fact yung binibigay sa'yo. Pag binibigay sa'yo is a
Oh, ayan mga kababayan, hindi naman talaga material fact mga kababayan. Walang matibay na ebidensya, walang mga materyales, walang mga proof. Di ba mga kapuro, chismisan, maritesan. Nako po, talo na kayo Trillanes, De Lima, Luistro, Benny Abante. Oh, when you stand in the truth, you just don't talk with grace but so natural and easy. Salute to you, this guy. Kita nyo mga kababayan? Napakagaling magsalita nito ni Attorney Puwe. It's rare to find a journalist who is fair interviewing the Thursday side. I didn't expect Karen Davila to do it. Oo nga, fair nga itong si Karen Davila. You cannot answer a complaint when the complaint is not clear. How will you answer something that you did not even know? Ala ka, De Lima. Diba? Luistro, Terry Redon na sinampal ni Tatay Digong dahil sa korupsyon. Gala ng gala, 7 times, 11 times yata na pumunta sa ibang bansa, wala naman nangyari. Ano yon? Nagbabakasyon ka, Terry Redon? Oh, ito dapat ang hard ni Pangulo mag-spokesperson, kalma lang at may laman lahat ng sinasabi. O, kita nyo, ang galing talaga ni Attorney Powa. Ayun, Michael Powa, ang galing-galing sumagot. Dapat ito ang i-hire na spokesperson ni Sara sa Malacanang pag si Sara na ang naging Pangulo at si Marcoleta naging Vice Presidente.
Sweeping conclusion. In fact, I listed them down, but it would take so long for us to discuss this matter. But if they say, okay, the Vice President appropriated or mishandled confidential funds, how do you now answer to that when that in itself is a conclusion? For example, parati akong tinatanong nito kasi ang parating lumalabas is yung video, hindi ba? And they're saying that it's a threat. But characterizing it as a threat for us is in itself a conclusion of law. Diba? Is it a threat or is it not a threat? And that is something probably that is better discussed during a full-blown trial.
Does the Vice President want to go to a full-blown trial at this point?
Sa amin, the Vice President is just really seeing how these things develop. And then if it goes there, I guess it's not about wanting to go. It's about being ready to face trial if it indeed goes into trial. But having said that, there has been statements made about, and I respect all the lawmakers who have said this, and not even the lawmakers, but the personalities, that there will be, in the hearings, there will be a mini trial. We have to state also that we do not agree with the characterization of a mini trial. Why? Because, as we've already heard, the lawyers of the Vice President cannot even object. We cannot examine or cross-examine these witnesses. So we do not feel that it is correctly termed as a mini trial.
Bao, I have to agree with you on that because the Constitution is quite clear. Even for a layman, no, sa ordinaryong tao, the impeachment complaint has to come from the House. And if it passes, it has to be sent to the Senate. And it is the Senate that will convene as a court. In other words, dapat walang trial o mini-trial o anumang pagdinig doon sa House Justice Committee. So if I were to ask you now, you supposedly gave a non-answer. So the other side does not want to reply anymore to your response. So now the House panel has decided that it finds sufficient grounds, no, for the impeachment. Para sa'yo, ano dapat ang mangyari after?
Ang mangyari po dapat, and I think the chairperson also said this in one of her interviews, and I totally agree with her. No, si Chair Luis Tro mentioned this. Ang Committee on Justice sa aming pananaw, ang role niyan is akin to isang prosecutor, no? Pag magpa-file ka ng isang criminal case before the fiscal or the office of the prosecutor, ang gagawin niyan is to determine probable cause, no? So titingnan niya ngayon yung complaints, and they have to be limited to the four corners of the complaint as well as the pieces of evidence or affidavits that are attached to that complaint. And based on that, they will now evaluate kung sa tingin nila may probable cause to then transmit these complaints as articles of impeachment to the Senate. Yan ang aming pananaw, and that's why when ang sa tingin na, and that's why when we're saying we have to also kailangan natin paintindi sa ating mga kababayan when they say the vice president is refusing to answer, etc., etc. Let's remember that in our legal system there's always a presumption of innocence, and that means that it is not incumbent upon the accused to present, or the respondent to present her defenses up until the proper stage, which is a trial, no? Because sa ngayon, ang prosecution or ang complainants in this case, sila dapat ang magpatunay na may basehan yung mga reklamo nila. So it's not the refusal to answer. Rather, the burden of proof now lies with the complainants to show na meron talaga silang ebidensya at basehan.
Alam niyo mga kababayan, ang galing ng abogado ni Sara Duterte. Napakalinaw po ang kanyang pagpapaliwanag dito. Kita niyo po, pati si Karen Davila nakiki-read away, nakikinig na lang siya. Pero mga kababayan, in fairness po to Karen Davila, napaka-fair po niya. Hindi gaya ng iba na dinadarag. Gaya ng isang taga 1PH. Nung in-interview si Attorney Baligod at saka si Belhica, akala mo mga abogado. Kinakastigo nila yung mga abogado or mga ini-interview nila. Dapat gayahin nyo si Karen Davila at yung ibang mga reporter gaya ng Net25. Yung 1PH News na yung babae, nakala mo galing-galingan, itry mo kayo si Marcoleta, interviewin mo, ewan ko lang kung hindi ka sabunin. Sinupalpal yun ni Belhica, dapat ganito, parang Karen Davila, wag kang mag-aabogado sa kabila, interview lang. Kumuha ka lang ng mga magagandang mga kung ano itatanong mo, yun lang, hindi yung dadaragin mo. Parang yung isang, sinong reporter yun, nung nalalagas ang buhok, ayun, sinupalpal ni Marcoleta, namura ng wala sa oras. Dapat gayahin nyo si Karen Davila, napaka maayos mag-interview. Tignan nyo si Michael Powa, ang galing-galing. Dapat ito yung kunin na spokesperson ni Sara, pag ito naging pangulo si Sara at Marcoleta.
In fact, we've heard statements that the evidence is overwhelming. For example, hindi ba? Kung overwhelming ang evidence, why are we now hearing also statements that subpoenas will be issued for additional documents, etc. So, it's a bit contradictory on our part, no? Kung overwhelming ng evidence, then let's evaluate the evidence that were attached to the complaints, and from there, perhaps a determination on probable cause could already be made.
Okay, but coming right now, no, with the fact that the House committee already declared that the third complaint is sufficient, tapos meron pa kasing fourth complaint
Apo.
Ideally, dapat in the process, because, I've covered already 3 impeachments at this point.
Yes.
And
kita nyo, pati si Sara, napapanganga na lang kay Michael Powa. Wala nang masabi kasi nga, napakaklaro magsalita. For transparency, for a better democracy, Ito si The Wonders Philippines. Isang like, isang share po, isang subscribe. Malapit na ang 2028. Malapit nang maging Pangulo si Sara Duterte. Nanginginig ng kalaban sila Delima Trillanes, Luistro, Benny Abante, Erwin Tulfo, Tito Soto, Pinky Lacson. Natutulala na lang dito. Pag si Sara na naging Pangulo, magtago na kayo sa ilalim ng lupa. Yan ang sabi ng mga komento. Okay po? Shoutout sa inyong lahat mga kababayan. Mabuhay. I-like nyo na, i-share nyo ng video natin. Salamat po.